the Russian spacecraft is kind of a very stable one, and what the design is based on that, how to send people stably to space. In Japan, we have non-manned spacecraft, and also there is a robotic arm on Kibo module. I call this a cobot, small robot. So Japanese technology is utilized in these modules, and I think we're now in an era where we can really have a difference, make a difference with Japanese technologies. Thank you, Mr. Noguchi.
Thank you very much. Actually, we have here children from Hamaska Elementary School where you graduated. Now, do you have any questions? Anybody have questions? Yes. Why did you become an astronaut?
Hi, Ida-san, konbanwa.
Ida-san, good afternoon. Well, yes, I liked faraway places and space, and when I became an adult, I wanted to see some broad area, and that led to my going to the space. Now this time, coming here, I really saw the beautiful aspect of the Earth, and this is a great experiment, a venue of experiment. Thank you very much. Any others? Yes, Okamura-kun. Is it fun to be in non-gravity site?
Hi, Okamura-kun, arigatou. Mujuuryoku wa
Mr. Okamura, thank you. Yes, it's fun. You can go up and go down very easily. And you can actually go fly to a faraway module without knowing. However, this is non-gravity and many things are floating. And so how should we utilize such aspect for the Earth is something that many engineers, technicians are thinking about. So we want to use this venue of space to contribute to the Earth. Thank you. Others? Mr. Kato? Yes, in your stay for 5 months, what is the thing that you are looking forward to the most? Well, Mr. Kato, thank you very much. Well, I am looking forward to a lot of things, but 2 things. One is for me to look at how Earth is. I want to continue to watch Earth. We go round and round the Earth. But Earth is changing. It's the living thing, so it really changes depending on the season and the place and the nation. And so I want to have a close look at these changes. And actually, during my stay in space, my fellow colleague Yamazaki-san will be coming in, around March. And so for the first time, 2 Japanese people will be in outer space, and we can have a Japanese community here in the International Space Station. I'm looking forward to see my colleague here. That looks fun. Who's next? Hanahara-san. Well, I swim for my club, and sometimes I encounter difficulties. Until you became astronauts, when you had hard times in training before you became astronaut, how did you overcome such difficulty? Hanahara-san, thank you very much. So you're swimming? That's great, because swimming is one of the training sessions to become astronauts. So if you do well now, that will work later on. Well, when I was small, I used to play baseball, soccer, and I had field and track as well. But you know what is important when you're facing difficulties is to overcome the difficulties together with your friends as a team. If you're strong enough, maybe you can overcome alone. But when you're with a team, with the friends, you can stimulate each other and then overcome difficulties together. And by overcoming difficulties, you can become stronger, you can become greater, and you have to have imagination towards that in overcoming difficulties. You are going to look forward to what will happen after you overcame such difficulties. Next. Mr. Hakama. Well, when the rocket lifted off and was launched, how did you feel?
Mr.
Hakama, thank you very much. Well, this time the rocket was Soyuz, Russian rocket. Well, actually, compared to the space shuttle, I thought that the speed was slower. That was my frank opinion. But, well, I was sort of comparing the space shuttle with Soyuz without unintentionally. However, when the spacecraft leaves Earth, it goes straight up, and that's the same. But for both spacecraft, they overcome the gravity, and they fly into the space, and it's really exciting. And that was same for the both. Thank you very much. Next question, Ms. Oka-san. Well, at the ISS, what's the most inconvenient thing for you? Well, yes. Well, not really inconvenient. However, what is disappointing sometimes is that I'm so far away from people on Earth. I'm away from my family, and that's something that's sad. However, recently we can send emails. We can have telephone calls, and we have TV communications together with the Earth. So therefore, I can directly talk with the Japanese elementary school children and junior high school children and people on Earth, and I can feel that I'm still connected with the Earth, and that is a very special and precious time for me. Next, Shino-kun, Mr. Shino. Well, I play baseball. But in space, what happens if you throw a ball with all your force? Oh, yes, Mr. Shino, thank you very much. I also played baseball when I was small, and astronaut Furukawa was also playing baseball when he was small, so we always talk about baseball. Now here, I brought a baseball with me. This is actually the same ball that I also pitched 5 years ago. But what will happen if I do this with all my might? I think it will go to the other end of the space station and will come back. It looks very slow. However, at this time, the space station is flying at a speed of 2,500 kilometers. And so that ball will be going at a speed of 2,500 kilometers. Thank you very much, Noguchi-san. So you can see the ball floating. So I suppose we'll have to think of a different rule in the space for playing baseball because the ball floats. So towards the success of the mission, please send a message to Noguchi-san. Well, thank you very much for your efforts. We're all excited to see your activities. And so if one person from each nation could come into the International Space Station and look at Earth together, I'm sure that all the conflicts will disappear. And so that is a dream that I have, a hope that I have for the future. Now, from your perspective, don't you think that's something we'd like to do, to make the world, to make the Earth some place without war? Yes, Prime Minister Hatoyama, thank you very much for your beautiful words. Well, I myself also